Yes.
Sebastiano, party mood today. In a party mood.
In a party mood, yeah. Hello, my friends. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see all the audience. We have already 81 people waiting, watching us. Emilio, Costas, how are you?
Very well.
You're very serious today.
We are always serious. Come on.
No, a little bit, with no words.
Low energy.
Yeah, low energy. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm wearing a T-shirt that says monkeying around. How serious can I be?
What does it mean, monkeying around? Doing like a monkey.
Monkey business.
Hello from Poland. Hello from Armenia, Denmark, Venezuela,
Uzbekistan. Wow, beautiful. Hello, Nisa. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Emilio. Hello, Konstantinos.
Hello, Seppi. How are you, Seppi?
But don't you think that from the moment that Nisa joined permanently the panel, our panel became much more beautiful?
Of course, much better. Come on.
Okay, Konstantinos was also a positive addition, but but not significantly.
Exactly.
Not comparable.
I would never dare compare myself with Nisa Benguakai.
Thank you so much.
Go on. Argentina, Turkey, Italy, Albania, Romania, Nigeria, Spain, all over the world. It's so nice, guys. Hello.
Bellissimo. Ragazzi, bambini, what we are talking about today?
Tell us, Papa.
What we are talking about, what is the most difficult for you, men legs or women legs? This is a tough question in my view. Let's see how our people will react.
It was so funny because I mean the guys from that created the promotional slide as usually when they asked us which is the topic, we replied legs. So they announced the topic as legs.
Legs.
Legs. Not lesions on the legs or something like this. Legs.
Just very unspecific. Okay. But that's beautiful. Women legs is the winner, 64%, followed by men legs by 36%. Okay, I agree. Yeah.
Verge says we prefer women legs probably because there is too much hair in men legs. So
yeah, that's definitely true. Even though nowadays, young generation of men, they are used to shave.
Yes.
My legs are not shaved. I'm sorry.
But yeah,
very sorry.
I cannot imagine.
You cannot imagine myself shaving my legs?
No.
Why?
I don't know, Geppi. Please don't do it.
Wait, Emma. Okay, but so today we will speak about legs, and I will present you a nice paper. Sebi. Oh, fantastico. So we will speak about, Sebi, give me the sharing power, I want the sharing power. We will speak about legs, and that's a little bit the point. The point is that legs can be quite difficult from time to time, especially to differentiate melanoma versus benign melanocytic lesions, but also sometimes from time to time also BCC could be difficult to be diagnosed on the legs, irrespectively from the, let's say, gender. But especially for leg melanoma, maybe women are more difficult than men. Why? Because as you can see here from a nice paper published in a
wait a moment. Which is this journal?
The journal is called Dermatology Practical and Conceptual. Do you know it?
Heard about it, but remind me some basic.
I remind you that this is the official journal of the IDS, the Society, and is has acquired the 1.9 impact factor, and is free access both way, bi-directional, meaning that nobody's paying, nor the author nor the reader.
Guys, now all together. Let me just add one more thing. The editor is Giuseppe Argenziano,
bravo.
And the deputy editor is Aimilios Lallas.
Bravo. And the section editor is Costantino and Nisa.
Yeah, we should stop because now it sounds like a family journal. So.
Well, come on. Yeah, it's definitely.
We are a family somehow.
Yeah, we are a family somehow. Okay, anyway, so very briefly, I will present you a very nice series of cases published by Gabriel Salerni from Argentina, series of small diameter melanoma on the legs. Dermoscopic clues for early recognition. So a series of difficult to diagnose lesions. And now in this table, you understand immediately why women, let's say in some way in this special location are more important than men, because as you can see here in this series, they are largely represented, only one man compared to all the rest, which are females. Okay, so small, difficult to diagnose melanomas are appearing to be more frequently found on women legs. Okay, by the way, here you can see the clinical aspect of this series of melanomas, and as you can see, come on, it's extremely difficult to diagnose them. By the way, dermoscopically, it's a little bit more easy. As you can see here, at least some of them can be suspected as to be melanoma, or at least excised because of an irregular lesion typified by somehow atypical network and asymmetry. But some of them are definitely not recognizable, even dermoscopically. Okay, so what the Gabriel is underlying in the discussion is that the diagnosis of small diameter melanomas poses difficulties because the dermoscopic features of small melanomas have been reported infrequently. According to our findings, even in small lesions, dermoscopic clues might allow early recognition. Reticular pattern and the presence of atypical pigment network was the most common dermoscopic features, followed by radial streaks and pseudopods. It is recommended, and this is extremely important, that dermoscopy should be performed in all lesions and not just for those suspicious from the clinical point of view, since clinical pre-selection of lesions for dermoscopic examination is associated with a loss of lesions that might require either surgical excision or follow-up examination. It's a matter of fact that in this series of cases, 4 melanomas out of 8 were detected due to changes on digital follow-up. Okay, so this is also important because you can understand that they were not easy to diagnose. Okay, and that's basically what I wanted to underline. Emilio.
Great. I have some cases that mainly not of melanoma, that highlight that many tumors, including BCC on the legs, is quite peculiar. In my view, the main question here, Geppi, would be, does the location on the legs somehow influence your management decisions? I mean, let's suppose that you see a lesion which is not extremely atypical, like the ones that Gabriel showed in this paper. So it's relatively homogeneous pigmentation, no clear-cut criteria of melanoma, but it's located on the legs, especially in a woman after a certain age. Does the location per se influence your management decisions?
The answer is definitely yes, definitely yes. I increase my index of attention when I'm dealing with, let's say, 55-year-old lady especially with a solitary pigmented lesion on the leg. Independently from what I see, if it's benign, or if it's looking benign or suspicious, I pay attention to this particular clinical context.
I know that you have a nice triplet of featureless melanomas on the legs. So if you like, while I'm presenting the cases, if you have them easily available, prepare them to show them.
So go ahead with your cases, and then I will present them.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see a few more legs. We're speaking about legs tonight. So starting with this lesion here. Okay, now please don't be influenced by the introduction. Try to be honest. So clinically, erythematous flat. Dermatoscopically, this is what you get. So,
yes, just go back for a moment.
Sure.
Already from the clinical picture on the left, I know that you paid a lot of attention to these lesions.
Yes, that's true. And this is what you get dermatoscopically. So I guess that we all agree that mainly the vascular type we see, the morphologic type of vessels we see is what? Dotted or dotted rather. Okay. So dotted vessels in a flat non-pigmented lesion theoretically should be a clue for which diagnosis? Bowens. Theoretically, it should be a clue for Bowens. But this is not a Bowens, this is a basal cell carcinoma, which looks quite contrasting what we usually say. We usually say that BCC displays either superficial BCC, either no vessels or short linear vessels. But this is not always the case on the legs. This was highlighted by several studies. Let me just show you a couple of. This one by the group in Reggio. They decided to call BCC on the legs a chameleon. And in fact, if you look here, just the last row of this busy table, you will see that of 81 BCCs on the legs, only 30% were really looking like BCC. Many others were looking like SCC, seborrheic keratosis, dermatofibroma, Kaposi sarcoma, or even melanoma. And here you can see some nice examples. These are all basal cell carcinomas that rather conform to the morphology of a squamous cell carcinoma with the vessels that we usually see in either Bowens or even invasive squamous cell carcinoma. And similarly, these are 3 BCCs that could be interpreted morphologically as melanomas, and the next triplet are BCCs that really look quite a lot like a lichen planus-like keratosis. This was not the only study. This is another one by Vollner in BJD a couple of years ago. Look here again, basal cell carcinomas located on the lower extremity. If we go here to search for arborizing vessels, you will see that they are present in only 12%, and 70% display polymorphous vessels. So 75% of BCCs on the lower lips displayed polymorphous vessels. And this is another study by our group. Again, we found in 45%, half of basal cell carcinomas on the legs, dotted or glomerular vessels. So the conclusion is that we cannot trust vessels in order to diagnose basal cell carcinoma on the limbs. There are maybe some other additional clues that might help us. For instance, keratin is, of course, favoring diagnosis of Bowens. And another clue, obviously pigmented tumors are always easier to diagnose. This is also true on the legs. For instance, these are feasible to tell apart, BCC and Bowen, when they are pigmented, but non-pigmented ones, it's not so easy. There is maybe one additional clue for basal cell carcinoma, and this was also reported in the study I showed you before. If you look here, shiny white blotches or strands were present in 70 to 80% of BCCs on the legs, as compared, look here, very interesting, as compared to 20 or 30% of basal cell carcinomas located elsewhere. So it looks like white shiny strands and blotches are more frequent in BCCs on the legs. And here, let me just show you a couple of examples. This is a BCC, a pigmented BCC on the leg with quite clear-cut white shiny blotches and strands. The next one is a non-pigmented BCC, basically the one we saw earlier. And we can also here find, look at them, white shiny strands and some blotches also. And another nice example of the white shiny blotches and strands of basal cell carcinoma. So this is a feature that, of course, we know pretty well today, and it looks like it's more frequent on this anatomic location. One more example of a BCC located on the limbs. Again, evident white shiny blotches and strands. There is here, in this location, a peculiar differential diagnosis, which is tough. Another tumor that might look really similar to this one, with white shiny blotches and strands, especially on the legs. I'm speaking about this one. I don't know if you can guess what it is.
And also the case before was looking like a dermatofibroma.
Yeah. So, yeah. And this is a dermatofibroma, the second one. So here you can see BCC and dermatofibroma. In fact, this kind of aneurysmatic dermatofibroma quite frequently displays white shiny blotches like BCC. Of course, here we can tell them apart probably because here I am pointing to the blue clods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe blue clods, and these are definitely favoring basal cell carcinoma. Also here there are 2 blue clods. I have even more legs for you, but I would say that in the meanwhile, would you like? Do you have Geppi prepared this?
Yes. I have my cases. I have my cases, as you can see here. Let me show you. Here. You have this nice collection of 3 melanomas on the legs of middle-aged women. And as you can see, I mean, already clinically, it's not so obvious that these are melanomas. But what is catching my eye is the solitary nature of these lesions. So because of the legs, because of the age of the patient, because of the solitary nature of these lesions, I pay more attention. But dermoscopically, let me tell you, they are not definitely atypical from a dermoscopy point of view.
Not at all.
They were excised only because of this.
Okay. This one, let's say, is a little bit more atypical also in terms of shape.
Yes,
also, the markings are,
But also this one, it's extremely difficult. Even though it's a heavily pigmented lesion, but quite symmetric, I would say. So it's really impressive. So we have to increase our index of suspicion and maybe do more monitoring, at least of this type of lesions. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want more legs?
Yes. By the way, but I assume that we have a lot of cases from the audience.
Yes, we have some, but
and we have also, as you can see here in the chat, there is one of our friends who is saying that he wants to discuss.
I saw it. It's about a case that he sent, and we will do it. We will discuss it in the next episode.
So you have it in. Okay, so show us your legs.
I have as many legs as you like, eh?
Okay.
So other things, let's move away from melanoma and basal cell carcinoma. Many conditions that manifest frequently on the legs. And now let's go all together quickly through some of them.
Okay. So let's start from Nisa. Nisa, tell your opinion.
Porokeratosis, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Wonderful, eh?
Wonderful case.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Next one, here maybe already from the clinical you can guess what it is.
Yes, necrobiosis.
Necrobiosis.
The typical location, legs are the typical location for necrobiosis lipoidica, and of course, dermoscopy here reveals this wonderful network of linear vessels and orange color frequently on the background because it's a granulomatous disorder. Next case on the legs. This is something very frequent. It can develop everywhere, also on the legs. Of course, I'm speaking about
eczema.
But it's so nice that today we can look at an image like this and say, okay, eczema for sure.
And fair skin type.
And fair skin type. But this one is much more tricky. I love this case. This is unique. Something very strange, very rare.
I know this case. Yeah.
But dermoscopy is so well guiding to the correct conclusion. So here you see clinically that there is some kind of follicular involvement. It's quite evident that there is something going on in the follicles. And then you apply dermoscopy and the lesion is predominated by dotted vessels, but there is especially an accentuation of the dotted vessels around the follicle. So, of course, you can't have a clear-cut diagnosis here because the entity is very rare, but dermoscopy guides you to the conclusion that it should be something psoriasiform and something follicular. And this is precisely what it is. This is a rare case of follicular psoriasis that really dermoscopy highlighting very well what we expect to see. One more easy, I would say, case of
necrobiosis. Yeah.
Necrobiosis again. One more.
Necrobiosis lipoidica. Once again, on the legs, on the knee, to be more precise. Another disorder that we can recognize usually today.
Sarcoidosis.
Exactly, sarcoidosis with evident orange color. Corresponding to the dense cellular, to the granulomas, to the dense histiocyte.
Let's also remind that this kind of lesions should be biopsied anyhow because we have to exclude a form of lymphoma, another type of granulomatous inflammatory condition. So, but of course, sarcoidosis is the most
very good point
of group.
Very good point, especially now that we know, as you said, Geppi, that also lymphomas display orange color because of the dense lymphocytic infiltration. So they are included in the differential diagnosis for sure. More legs? Pasta legs.
Pasta legs.
Okay, one more, just one
more.
Okay, so left and right. Can you tell me your predictions?
Porokeratosis on the left.
Porokeratosis on the left or on the right?
Left.
Right.
Okay.
I would say left.
And the other one?
Psoriasis.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't show you dermoscopy.
No, please.
No, I don't show you.
Please do it.
You have to say please many times.
Please. Just the opposite.
Isn't it so easy now?
Yeah.
Very easy now. So porokeratosis on the left, psoriasis on the right. So also for porokeratosis, legs is a quite frequent location.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have even more legs. But let's pause.
Please show us.
No. Okay, I'm here. I don't go anywhere, Nisa. Don't worry. I'm always here. And if we have more time, we will see a few more cases that I have. But for the moment, I would say let's go to the next part of the episode, which Sebastiano is what? Sebastiano, do you want to show us which is the next part of the episode?
There is a question from Doriana. What about extrafacial lentigo malignant features on the legs? Would you consider same features of facial lesions? Well, no. I would consider. One of the criteria which were quite recently described is these angulated lines. So there are big lines, so bigger rhomboidal structures as compared to the face, And this is one of the most catchy features of extrafacial lendigo maligna.
Yeah, extrafacial lentiginous melanomas. Yeah, because it's not so easy to classify a melanoma on sun-damaged skin as a pure lentigo malignos or a lentiginous superficial spreading melanoma. Because on sun-exposed skin, it's reasonable that there will be a lentiginous reaction in many melanomas. Very good. Do we have any more questions? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. So, Sebastiano, what comes next?
Here we are, Dermoscopy.
What's that? What's that? So look, for instance, this photograph is nice. I mean, significantly improved with the addition of Christian and Konstantinos, definitely. But I mean, it's not that much, you know.
Yeah.
Like something is missing.
Too many men. Yes.
Too monotonous.
Yeah.
Dermoscopy. So wait a moment.
Which one?
Sebastiano, wait a moment. First, Dermoscopy.
First,
Dermoscopy. Konstantinos, by the way, provide us a short update. What's going on with Dermoscopy? New levels, bonus levels, online meeting of the IDS. We didn't say anything about the online meeting of the IDS, guys. Okay, Konstantinos, please start, and I will also share the slide of the World Congress, of the online meeting.
By all means. So, Dermoscopy. Can you imagine the best app ever created, along with a lot of fun? That's Dermoscopy, created by Giuseppe Argenziano several years ago. It's the most educative, fun, interactive app there is on Dermoscopy. Well, at least from my point of view. And it has been growing and growing. We have new levels, we have bonus levels. And for those of you that are going to attend the second online meeting of the IDS, which I hope will be...
For those of you, what do you mean for those of you? Everybody's going to attend. Those of you was a mistake, Konstantin.
You didn't allow me to finish. Which will be everyone. Now it's correct. There's going to be a bonus level playing throughout the entire meeting. There will be nice gifts, and it will be a very fun competition among all the attendants. So please join us, and it's going to be super fun.
So all the participants during the Congress will compete simultaneously in a specific level of Dermoscopy devoted to the meeting. And then in the end, we will have the usual classification and the winner that is going to win what? A big gift, which is a surprise.
Do we know the gift?
No, only I know the gift. No, I don't, but for sure there will be a gift.
Excellent. So, Dermoscopy. Apart from all the educative levels, there's also the Play Labs live section, which in essence is a teleconsultation, but at the same time, a way to get opinions on your thoughts. And let's go with 3 recent cases that are located where else? On the legs. Who would have thought? Okay. So, lesion number 1, coming from Australia, female, 42 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This is the clinical. And this is the Dermoscopy. A little bit asymmetric.
A little bit of sun damage, but just a little bit.
It's Australia only. I would say some foci of pigmentation.
Yeah.
For me, it was a concerning lesion, so I thought it was melanoma.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But many said nevus, yeah.
So it's almost 50-50. What would the experts say?
Was laser performed to the lesion? Konstantinos, do you have any?
That's an excellent point. They don't have any notes on that. Mm-hmm. It's very often, as Nisa says, very often lesions on areas that have been lasered develop this kind of blotches.
I would say that for this particular lesion, I mean, it's not clear. Yeah, we cannot be sure what it is. So either we do a biopsy, or it's eventually possible to make a short-term monitoring. I do a lot of time of this short-term monitoring for these lesions on flat reticular lesions, especially if they are located on the legs, so.
But just a comment from my side would be that I wouldn't be so happy with the diagnosis of nevus in this lesion, except of if the overall scenario is highly suggestive. So if we're speaking about a relatively young person with many moles, then okay, maybe yes. But if not, then on so severely sun-damaged skin, a lesion with this kind of strange outline and eccentric hyperpigmentation, I could accept the diagnosis of a very strange solar lentigo. That could be, okay, possible. But if not, nevus would be a diagnosis that I would challenge a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that most of us would either do a short-term monitoring or a biopsy, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I think that's the didactic point out of this kind of case. Next case number 2. Lesion located on the legs of a 50-year-old female, again from Australia.
But with many nevi, we can see it here.
With many nevi. Kind of an outlier clinically.
Do you think that if somebody has many nevi on the legs, it's sure that he will have many nevi also on the trunk?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but this is peculiar. It should be lentiginous, like an ink spot on a strange location. Because usually is on the shoulders.
Why not regressing?
It looks LPLK to me. I don't know.
Regressive. Yeah.
This coarse granularity that we're discussing on the LPLK episode, I think it's very suggestive. And indeed, the majority of the people voted for solar lentigo or seborrheic keratosis.
Either way around, yeah.
It's interesting that 22% voted for nevus. I personally don't see any evidence for melanocytic lesions here.
Lentiginous, yeah.
And final case. Again, Australia. Australia was the winner of this episode. So,
located where? On the legs.
Who would have guessed? So, lesion on a male, 58-year-old, located on the lower limbs. And this is the dermoscopy. Thoughts, Geppi?
Well, dermatofibroma is one possibility, but we have to touch it.
I agree.
And
what other would be?
Otherwise, seborrheic keratosis or carcinoma in situ.
BCC? No.
Too many lines at the periphery, so that's why it could be Bowen or something like this.
Dermatofibroma was also my instinctive thought when I saw the image.
There are some brown radial lines, maybe dermatofibroma.
So
much more better.
I mean, for me, it's either dermatofibroma or a pigmented Bowen's disease, because it also does this kind of radial growth.
Okay, so we all go for dermatofibroma, I conclude, yeah, and the majority also. Yeah.
Well, I voted for SCC here, just to be different, but yeah, dermatofibroma is the predominant answer, so we'll go with that. Excellent.
Very nice.
Very good.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Do we have questions? There are some points. Thank you for choosing this topic. I had a case of a solar lentigo that had lots of white lines at right angles to each other in polarized mode only, and was confused by the amount of shiny white lines. Is something you have also seen? So white shiny lines in solar lentigo. Not
frequent in solar lentigo.
Well, a regressing lesion, LPLK, can present with, but that should be a non-pigmented LPLK, right? Unpigmented solar lentigo, shiny white lines, I have never seen it.
No.
I have a case of actinic keratosis with lots of white lines and dotted vessels. I was thinking about Bowen's disease, but histopathology was actinic keratosis, and LPLK, as Konstantinos suggested, and all were non-pigmented.
Yeah. By the way, what might be a little bit underreported is the frequency of white shiny lines in Bowens, which is not so rare, I would say.
Yeah, not so rare.
It's not so rare. Yeah. Okay. If you follow the lesion on the leg and see that patient and see the patient again after 4 months, can you be sure that it's not a melanoma if the lesion does not change in 4 months? Are you sure that it's not a melanoma? What do you think, guys?
So
I don't want to follow up melanoma.
So I think that the 4-month rule, 3 to 4 month rule, has been adopted because it prevents fast-growing melanomas from being missed. Of course, if you see a lesion in 4 months and hasn't changed at all, you will not entirely dismiss the patient if you have a high degree of suspicion. You will see them back in the 1-year follow-up. If within 4 months it has not changed at all, it means that it's a slow-growing melanoma, if it is a melanoma. So within 1 year, it's very, very difficult that it will cause any problem to the patient.
Very good. I fully agree with your. Yeah.
Bravo, Kostas.
Bravo, Constantine. Bravo. Bravo.
Couldn't agree more.
Very well said. Very well said. Chin says that then she should send the case as a case report for DPC. Of course, yes.
By all means.
The case of solar lentigo with, with white shiny lines. Verce says in women, sunbed users, usually many nevi on the limbs and fewer on the trunk. Is this only my impression? So in women that use sunbeds regularly, they have more nevi on the limbs and few on the trunks. I cannot confirm or exclude.
From my experience, like the nevus predominance on the back is usually indicative of the frequency of nevi throughout the body. It's extremely rare that the legs will have a higher density, especially or throughout the life. Think of which places are more exposed to sunlight. Like the trunk is way more exposed throughout the year. So from my point of view, I think it's extremely rare to see more nevi on the legs than on the back.
Here, the fundamental question, of course, is does ultraviolet exposure induce the formation of nevi that otherwise would not appear anyhow? Because I think the evidence we have says that it's not the case. It is the case that for some nevi, especially the classic junctional nevi, UV radiation is also required so that they appear. So if you don't have sun exposure early in life, they might appear later. There were some nice studies in twins, in monozygotic twins, that one of them was exposed to the UV early in life, the other one not. But eventually they had precisely the same nevus count. The only difference was that they appeared earlier in the one that was exposed more. So I don't know if the additional exposure can result to a higher nevus count than the one which is defined by our genes. Of course, solar lendy genes very frequently are similar, to nevi. So very probably they are solar lendy genes. Pascal says that white shiny polarizing lines may be seen in 1.2% of lentigos. I guess, thank you, Pascal. I guess that you found it somewhere in some study. That's quite very interesting. And then Katrazina, when it comes to lesions on the legs in women, I do see changes in nevi after laser epilation. Definitely, yes. Definitely, yes. Black crusts in the beginning and later on signs of regression, as you say.
Melanophages and so on.
Exactly. Definitely, yes. Yeah, and also this might happen also from phototherapy, for example, not only from lasers. Very nice, very nice.
Nisa.
We want Nisa. We want Nisa. What do we have from the Dermatoscopy Facebook group? this week?
Yeah.
You also
I
selected,
have some difficult questions.
but
Always.
located where?
Upper thigh.
On the thigh, okay.
Yeah. Anterior thigh, and the age of the patient is 85 and the history is 6 months. You see the clinic, and here is the dermatoscopy.
Clear cut.
Yeah, so we have some radial lines and fiber sign and some scale, maybe a bit orange color and some white circles here, as you see. And this is the downside, inferior part of the lesion. Again, you can see that white circle and some radial lines. And
some satellites.
These two, let's go back to the macro. And these are.
Bene.
And what do you think it is?
Because of this such.
First, I'm going to ask you and then show the response of the members.
Yeah. Orange color here, it's clear cut.
Yeah. So,
well,
what can it be?
This is excluding or making improbable a squamous cell carcinoma.
Yeah, maybe from this point of view, looking like a squamous cell carcinoma, the age also fits.
Yeah.
But with these orange pupils, it's something straight. So it should be a granulomatous something.
Yes.
Leishmaniasis, sarcoidosis, or
lymphoma, can it be?
Yes, lymphoma, but also.
And the patient is 85 years old. The age.
Yeah, maybe.
And he has Alzheimer's disease and he's at home.
You're trying to help us. I see, Lisa, that you are struggling to help us.
Lisa,
so,
you know.
And here are the answers of the members, and they mostly think the same things. SCC, leishmania,
many votes for
sarcoidosis,
leishmania.
basal carcinoma. And here are some responses. And these long thing belongs to Pascal, and she had a great analysis here. And she got the answer also.
Not a surprise for me.
Yeah, it was a case of tuberculosis. But what's interesting is in the tissue culture, Mycobacterium tuberculosis and Mycobacterium fortuitum, both together. It was so strange, and the age, and the patient was at home, and the solitary lesion on the leg. So we were all surprised because I was expecting about sarcoidosis or leishmaniasis or something like that. So tuberculosis is a strange diagnosis here. This was my first case. And now the second case.
But this is located on the leg.
On the leg, and this, on the lower leg, medial surface. And it has been present for several years, and he couldn't remember the exact time. And the lesion was first skin colored, but the color has changed to a bluish purplish color in the last 1 month. And it was firm on palpation. There was no pain on palpation. And here is the dermatoscopy. We have some pink and purple structures, areas, white lines. And I made some Photoshop, enlightened the image, and then the vessels appear. We have some serpentine and linear vessels.
Kaposi, people answer Kaposi in the chat.
Yeah. And also people answer Kaposi sarcoma and hemosteroid dermatofibroma. And something that it's an hemangioma. Here are the
dermatofibroma.
Dermatofibroma.
Angiosarcoma.
Yeah. All similar thoughts from the dermatoscopy side, but it's none of them.
None of them?
None of them, yeah.
Okay, then continue until we find it.
Yeah. You can never find it.
Never.
No way.
It's a very, very tough diagnosis because it was palidated encapsulated neuroma. Indeed, actually, this is a benign neural tumor, and generally it's a skin-colored, asymptomatic, firm papular nodule, and it generally appears on the legs of patients aged between 30 and 40 years old. It's a benign lesion, and it can be confused with neurofibromatosis and neurofibroma, melanostic nevi, and schwannoma. Only pathologists can give the correct diagnosis. And here are some cases with neuroma. They were all located on the leg, lower leg. You can see one more example from my archive. Another neuroma, and another neuroma. This is on the finger. So it's a rare diagnosis. I would like to share with you.
I guess that pathologists would be very happy when they diagnose something like this. I guess.
Yeah, and I would like to show some little examples. Can you get the diagnosis here?
From now on, I'm going to put in my differential diagnosis on the legs encapsulated neuroma for the pathologists to see. I love it.
Yeah. So this is
but you have to say the full name, not just neuroma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not neurofibroma, fibromor. Yeah. It's a neuroma. It's totally different. And here are some examples of basal sarcarcinomas, as Aimilios showed us beautiful examples. We don't see vessels, typical vessels. Yeah. And we have some here, maybe white clots.
Nice white shiny, white shiny strands.
They're all basal sarcarcinomas. And here we have this time angulated lines looking like a melanoma maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very invisible basal sarcarcinoma. The patient had mycosis fungoides and had received a lot of numbers of PUVA phototherapy, and here's a invisible basal sarcarcinoma. And now I would like to show you a case. And what's your diagnosis? On the leg, lower leg.
Vasculitis.
Yeah. So is it easy?
Vasculitis.
So pigmented purpuric dermatosis or something like that. Yeah. But it's mycosis fungoides. This is a pigmented purpuric dermatosis.
But you know that you always have to think about diagnosis when you see especially when this kind of the purpuric dermatitis is widespread.
Yeah, sure.
Fungoides should be excluded from the histology. Definitely.
Yeah. So indeed, this patient had these lesions only on the lower legs. So it's a good differential diagnosis, and we need to take a biopsy from all these patients. And another patient with mycosis fungoides, and again, pigmented purpuric dermatosis-like features. You can see the background. It's a bit yellowish or brownish, and you can see the dotted vessels, but this is another case of mycosis fungoides.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nisa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nisa, so much.
So difficult cases, but also very, very interesting. And neuroma is among those lesions we have to start considering in mind.
Together with poroma, we need one more.
Yes, we have to put together poroma, neuroma, and neurotecheoma.
Neurotecheoma, yeah. I've never seen neurotecheoma.
No, never. But from time to time, someone is appearing with a neurotecheoma in this series of cases. So we have to consider.
I've never seen schwannoma, neurotecheoma.
There are two questions in the Q&A concerning what we mentioned earlier about nevi that change after laser treatment. And these superficial changes that occur, should we worry? Are they worrisome? Should we do something? Do we recommend anything at all?
Just follow the patient until the alterations are going away.
Yeah, the only point, there is just one point. How can you be sure that what you see is just because of the laser treatment? In case
this is a good point, because there are multiple lesions. If it's only one lesion, it's not laser. But if you see many lesions with the same alterations, then it's It's okay.
And what's terrible is Gabriel's the melanomas were so tiny, and if these patients go to laser therapy for hair removal, that would be a disaster.
Yeah, clear.
Well,
Bene. Emilio, show
very
us.
good. First, wait, I have to show you something very important first of all.
The second online meeting of the IDS.
The second online meeting of the IDS. Here we are. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you see my face here?
Yes.
Yeah, but my face is not so interesting. I have here, but it's not. It's playing. Look.
Yeah, nice.
Dear friends, we are happy to invite you to the second online International Dermoscopy Society meeting that is going to be from 10th to 12th of June. The event is fully virtual and the registrations are already open. The concept is dermoscopy for everyone, in order to have all participants fully engaged in practical sessions, even for those who are at the first steps, moving the first steps in dermoscopy.
Don't forget to validate your membership in the International Dermoscopy Society in order to take advantage of the lower registration fee.
Looking forward to welcome you in our platform on the 10th of June.
Bene.
Much better than mine.
Yeah,
much better than looking at me, of course. So, but we have to say that Katerina and Zoe are the presidents of this meeting. They did a lot of, they still do a lot of work to prepare all this new format, which is very interesting and quite demanding, because we will have significantly fewer lectures and a lot more discussion panels and interesting cases to be discussed, and a lot of gaming. Of course, we already mentioned the Dermoscopy special level. So the registration are open on the side of the IDS. Please register in the Congress. The fees are really low, but remember first to validate your membership in the IDS. This is very important. And this is very easy if you visit our website. So that was it concerning the second annual meeting. We will repeat the information, of course, also next week. And now we go to cases sent by you, and we will start
with Penelope's gift. White lesions.
But tell me something, Geppi, aren't you somehow, don't you have emotions for Penelope? I do.
Of course.
Yesterday was Penelope's birthday.
I know, happy birthday.
Now part of the family, you know? So
part of the family. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Happy birthday, Penelope. Happy birthday. So, skin of color challenge. Skin of color challenge.
Molluscum number 5.
Molluscum number 5. Okay. What about the other?
Actinic keratosis number 2.
Yes, very reasonable.
Number 3.
What?
Blue nevus number 3.
Congenital nevus.
But as Nisa explained very well, in dark skin, not only blue nevi are blue, many nevi are blue.
It's probably congenital nevus.
Okay, and what about number 6?
Which one? Blue
number 4, Dermatofibroma. I get it.
Xanthogranuloma.
Xanthogranuloma. And number 1, hypopigmented.
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo. Okay.
Pityriasis alba.
The hairs are white, I think.
I have to tell you that this time you went very well. Very well.
What about number 4? Number 4, Dermatofibroma.
But you were really very good. You are improving a lot, guys.
Thank you.
So, lichen striatus albus. Okay, here you needed, of course, the clinical. Otherwise, it's impossible. Then actinic keratosis, as you said. Then nevus, congenital nevus, dermatofibroma, molluscum, of course, and yes, xanthogranuloma together with nevus.
Yeah.
Penelope, thank you so much. But this didn't end, because Penelope has also a special gift for Constantinos. This is personal. This is personal.
Really?
we just witnessed here. This is a gift, personal gift from Penelope to Konstantinos.
Kostas, open it.
Which was sent last week, but since you were not here, we saved it for this week.
And Konstantinos' birthday is coming also.
And Geppi's birthday was five days ago.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Geppi.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
And happy birthday, Penelope.
I finally became 32.
Yeah, eventually.
You're younger than me.
Okay. But as I told you, you are growing young, my friend. Don't worry.
Let's open.
So for Konstantinos, because you said in the previous episode that you have never seen white, shiny, polarized structures in hydrochistomas. How did you say so? Hydrochistomas.
How did I dare? It's beautiful.
And here you have one more hydrochistoma with white, shiny structures. And this was the special gift from Penelope. I will send it to you, Konstantinos, so that you keep it.
And I will keep it dearly. Penelope, thank you so much. And happy birthday from the bottom of my heart.
Very nice, very nice. So send us your cases in the email address that you see here. And let's see a few of the ones you sent. One from Alberto. Just wanted to share with you this case of 44-year-old woman with a nodular, itchy lesion on the left temporal region. Yes. Picture one was taken 1 month before excision, and picture two was taken at the day of the excision. A very nice case. I didn't tell you yet the diagnosis because I think that we can do it. We have discussed quite a lot about this category of tumors in the last episodes. So this is 1 month earlier and the day of the surgery. And here you can see dermoscopy. This is the first photograph, and this is the second, which in my view is much more informative. Here you can see this orange color, which is characteristically distributed in the form of orange clots, large clots. And we saw this feature, if you remember, as a quite repetitive feature when we were speaking about lymphomas.
Yeah.
So this is it appears to be a quite strong sign, a quite strongly associated pattern with lymphomas. And
lymphoma? Is it a B lymphoma?
Follicular center B lymphoma. So a very nice case. Thank you, Alberto. And confirming what we recently learned from this Big Ideas study. This is the case we are not going to show because Joan asked that we show it next week. So I will skip it and go directly to this one by Verce, which is a rare case of a new pigmented lesion located on the conjunctival duplicature of the eye in a 9-year-old girl that appeared 2 months ago. What do you think? First of all, Verce, we think positive because of the age.
Yeah, exactly.
9 is, a
safe age.
Very strong. But in terms of morphology, we cannot see much in this image, but I don't know if you have any comments to do, any of you.
Nevus,
yes, of course.
Just to make sure, but this is the most probable diagnosis. Yeah.
Is there any reason to worry in a case like this?
No.
I don't think so.
According to what we know until today, no.
No. We have to remember that ocular melanoma is most frequently involving the choroidal structure.
Yeah.
So you cannot see it from.
You cannot see it.
outside.
You cannot see it.
You cannot see it from outside, and usually people are showing up because they don't see well anymore. So conjunctival melanoma is extremely rare.
Very good. Blantin. Hello, dear colleagues, Giuseppe and Aimilios. 80-year-old lady, lower back. She did not notice it. Exophytic, soft red humor, polymorphic vessels and white radial lines. According to your description, it should be excised for sure. BCC, amyloidotic melanoma, Merkel cell. Yeah, so you're thinking only about malignant tumors, and I would say that reasonable thought. Unfortunately, the dermatoscopic image is not helping us very much in order to understand what colors do we see dermatoscopically. But I would say that BCC would go lower in my list.
Dermatofibrous sarcoma, maybe protuberance. Was that pheromone palpation?
I don't remember if we have this information. No. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is how you call it, botuloma?
Excision. Excision. Yeah, but do you agree that BCC would be?
No, it doesn't.
Less probable.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And I think this is the last one. Melanie, 64, with dysplastic nevus syndrome, hundreds of nevi. All of them look bizarre. So far, no melanoma. One nevus on the lower angle of the leg almost vanished. Yes, disappeared 1 year after 1 year follow-up. And it's obviously just in a psoriatic lesion. So this is the image. It's from the digital machine, so it's not very high quality at baseline. And this is 1 year later. You see the difference? That in fact the nevus almost disappeared. There are some remnants, but it almost disappeared. And there is really a psoriatic reaction, psoriatic plaque probably. So if the patient suffers from psoriasis, this is very reasonable.
Yeah.
Do we have anything to say? I would say no.
No. This is from time to time what we expect from an inflammatory condition, which is, in some way secondarily, let's say, inducing an immune reaction to the nevus, and then it's disappearing. Yeah, why not?
Very nice. Okay, I think that's
beautiful.
And now, we didn't finish. Now.
Okay. Kahoot.
The most important, part of the episode. Let's see if we have any questions. Did you check, Geppi?
I'm not sure. Okay.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Very good. If not, then it's time to play. It's time to play. Get ready to join.
Eccoci. 6844259.
But it was in the last episode that I had very, very difficult cases, or in the
last episode, it was by far the most difficult Kahoot.
But honestly, we need to do something with all these Kahoots that we played all these years.
Yes, we have to do Dermoscopy level
with the Kahoot cases. Yeah, could be.
Why not?
Yeah. It's really nice, really nice. So for this week, we have again 5 cases as usually, one from each day. And since we are more than 100, I would say we can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Bene.
So we begin with Monday. Do you like Monday as a day?
Yes, we like Monday.
Yes.
Really?
No, here we like Monday, not usually.
In general, do you like Monday? No. Which is the best day? Friday?
Friday, by far, is the most.
Thursday, because you're getting ready.
You know that Giacomo Leopardi, let me tell you one of the very few things that I remember from the school. Giacomo Leopardi wrote a poetry on the Saturday of the village. And he was saying that Saturday is much better than Sunday because the waiting of something good, it's better than to leave the good thing, you know?
Yeah. But this is a weakness of humans, in my view. We should enjoy more what we live now, and
we are not able to enjoy the present. We are always trying to look in the future in some way,
instinctively. And I'm not sure that this is always good.
No, definitely not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, philosophy lesson stops here, and we go back to this nice lesion.
Okay.
Isn't it nice? It's nice. And this is what you get with dermoscopy.
Oh, che bello!
You like it. I'm happy that you like it. I'm so happy that you like it. And now we go to the possible answers. And the possible answers that I selected are nevus, melanoma, basal cell carcinoma, and seborrheic keratosis.
Very good.
Do you think that this is easy?
I think so.
I think it's straightforward. Not easy, but
there is not a second possibility.
There is only one possible alternative diagnosis, which is
clonal seborrheic
keratosis. Clonal seborrheic keratosis. Very good idea, but wrong. You know, when you give an answer and you start receiving the comment, very good idea, you know that you're wrong. So, basal cell carcinoma, very nice, very nice. Kezia, you know that I met Kezia in person a couple of days ago in Ljubljana. Yeah, this was so nice.
Amazing.
And by the way, Kezia was participating there in a course. And then in the end of the course, they played with Kahoot, I think, or something else. And she won again.
Maybe Kezia should present to this kind of, come si chiamano the most experts in the world of anything, you know?
Yeah.
The world expert of Kahoot.
She's very talented and she's very fast.
Obviously, I mean, this cannot be a coincidence. It happens so many different times. Yeah. Very good. So, Tuesday. I like it. I like it very much.
Yeah, but he got already a surgery on the left side of the mouth.
I'm not sure, or just the expression. I don't remember.
Okay.
The point is that I like it very much. It's quite easy, but very exophytic, isn't it?
Yeah, and just a little bit. Yeah.
Usually, this tumor is not so exophytic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play. This is the dermoscopy, and let's go to the options. Blue nevus, dermal nevus, melanoma, basal cell carcinoma.
Blue nevus is definitely a possibility. Yeah.
Everything is a possibility in life.
So I want blue nevus 0. 0, please, 0. Don't go
No.
1.
This one guy did it particularly for you. Okay, very good. BCC, a nice exophytic BCC, which keeps Kezia on the top of the list. And now we go to Wednesday. Plantar.
Okay.
Plantar.
Aid.
Do you want to look more the clinical image? Do you need more seconds?
No.
I want to know the age.
You want to know the age, and you get it together with dermoscopy. You get dermoscopy and the age. Okay. And now let's see the options. Nevus, melanoma, hemorrhage, or poroma. Poroma in the age of 7 is very frequent. Most children in the age of 7 develop poromas.
It's a predominant diagnosis.
Poroma is always a possibility. Don't play with poroma. Don't play with poroma. Be serious when you speak about poroma.
So this is the example that age is stronger than morphology. This is as ugly as it gets, but it's a nevus, and I can confirm for sure that this is a nevus. I have a follow-up of 4 years, so it's a quite confident diagnosis now that it's just a nevus. So age.
Emilio, let's outline that follow-up is stronger than histology. as a criterion for diagnosing things. You know what I mean? Because you know the biology, while histology doesn't know the evolution of the lesion.
Exactly, but histology is trying to predict what will happen. Follow-up is showing what happens.
Actually, showing.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. And there are changes, but not in the first position.
Penelope is coming. Rising.
And Thursday. Yes. There is something going on here, as you can understand. There is something in the middle and something in the surrounding skin. And this is what you get with dermoscopy. So, okay, but let's reveal, I think that Nis already mentioned it, what's going on in the surrounding.
Yeah.
Skin type 1. Skin type 1.
Eczema. Meyerson. So, Meyerson, do you agree?
Yeah.
Meyerson. So, the question is this, because for the moment you only know Meyerson nevus, but now, is it a Meyerson nevus, a Meyerson angioma, a Meyerson SCC, or a Meyerson clear cell acanthoma?
Okay. I made my choice.
This is a great question. Best of the best, Aimilios.
This is a Meyerson clear cell acanthoma, which is baptized today as a new entity by Dermoscopy Happy Hour.
Yes.
Meyerson.
Now you have your disease, Emilio. You have your disease. It's the Lallas disease.
But you have to publish it under my name. You know that I cannot give my name myself. You can make a publication, the three of you, and
no. You have to publish the first case, and then I have to be lucky enough to see a second case, and then I will name it in your name.
Okay. But how are we going to find the second case?
Come on.
No, there is a way. If you see a clear cell acanthoma, you can apply something irritative.
Defensive prone, you know.
Very nice. And Kezia is still there also with the Meyerson.
Verge is rising.
Eh?
Verge is rising now.
Who?
Verge.
Verge. Yeah. Chimera is also a name that we know pretty well. Yeah, also. Very good. Which brings us to Friday case, which is located where?
On the leg.
On the knee.
On the knee, which is a special site. Within the special site is a special site.
Yeah, a special subsite. Yeah. And it's really black. Huh?
Yeah.
Very black.
Yeah.
Too black, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to see dermoscopy, or you already know?
Well, why not? Yeah. Maybe.
You sure? So you think that dermoscopy will solve the problem?
Will solve the problem, but by far.
Sure. You sure?
For sure.
Okay. So I give to you what you want.
Yes.
It's very easy now.
Well,
very easy now. Clear cut.
Know what to do.
Clear cut. So let's see the possibilities. The possibilities are melanoma, melanoacanthoma, spitzoid lesion, exogenous pigment. You're not so noisy. You're not so noisy. You're very silent.
How old is the patient? How old is she?
It's not my fault. I know that. This was diagnosed as an atypical Spitz tumor. Still, the investigation is not complete, but this is the diagnosis. A very recent case.
That's why I said this is a special site, because the knee is, for mysterious reasons, a special location for spitzoid lesions.
Yeah. Of course, I understand that the lesion is not looking very much spitzoid anymore because there is homogeneous black pigmentation, but we know pretty well that with Spitz nevi, this is the case, so that they at some point acquire a homogeneous pattern. Like this, like the one we see in the image. So this was a schizoid lesion, an atypical Spitz tumor. I know it was tough, but
I would say
tough.
melanoma to this.
Yeah, it was tough also for us in the practice. And we are very happy that the diagnosis was atypical Spitz tumor, obviously. Let's see the podium. This might have changed something in the podium. Who knows? Kimira,
third.
Place number 3. Kayan, number 2. And no. Come on. Come on, nothing can stop Kezia. Nothing.
But Kezia is like Speedy Gonzalez, you know.
Come on.
Smart Speedy Gonzalez.
Come on, Kezia. Show up. Show yourself. Show up. Show up, Kezia. Once again, this is the third, fourth time that she wins here. I forgot.
Yeah, you know that we have to start doing like in golf.
What?
That the best players get minus. So he starts from -2. And then
where is Kezia? Here she is. Hi. Hello, Kezia. Come on.
Hello.
Kezia, you know what? In season 2 of Happy Hour, we resign. You are going to continue with Nisa and Konstantinos.
No, I like watching you all too much, so I'll just stay in front of my computer.
We are actually like a fan of you, Kezia. You are so great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How old are you? I'm under your age. You look so young.
I'm 29, 30 this year, so I'm still a resident.
29?
Yeah. I have just 2 hours ago. I have gotten back from Ljubljana, so that was very quick way.
But you don't have time to enjoy each one of your wins because you win very frequently. So I mean,
Speedy Gonzalez.
But maybe at the end of the season we have to give extra prize to the winner of the most of the episodes, you know.
Yeah, but you know who is the winner of the most of the episodes. You have here in front of you.
No question.
Yeah, I think this is like 4th time or something.
Yeah.
But actually, like when I was in Ljubljana, I also met like a big group from Turkey. And I was like, you guys are so lucky because you have Professor Akay. And they were like, really? And I was like, yeah.
That's true.
So I'm very happy I can see you.
Bene. Ragazzi, bambini. So, goodbye to everybody. And we see us for the next episode number 28. We have 28, 29, and 30.
No, 28 and 29.
Not 30?
No, we have two more.
Only two more.
30 was the episode 0.
30 was the episode 0. Oh, come on, you are so mean.
Did we talk about on genital area, Emilio? Previously, did we previously talk on the site genital area, genital vulva or mammalian site genital area?
You mean for next week?
Yeah, no. Did we talk? I don't know. I don't remember.
If we had an episode on genital, yes, we did.
Yeah.
No, but let's now that since we are still here, why not for the next episode we share each of us one rare malignancy and we talk about it. For example, Merkel, dermatofibrosarcoma, pleomorphic dermal sarcoma.
Yeah, I have it.
By the way, we are still on air, you know.
Yeah, I know. And angiosarcoma. Yes, why not? I mean, maybe we can get some feedback if they liked that we speak about rare malignancies.
Yeah, or if there is any other rapid suggestion.
Yeah.
Scalp is a topic that we were about to do, Geppi. You remember we didn't do.
Yeah.
Scalp is another interesting possibility.
Emilio. Number 29 number 29 like breaks my OCD. Make it 30. It's like, you will finish at 29. One more. Geppi?
We will negotiate.
We will negotiate. Va bene, ragazzi, un bacione. Sleep well.
Happy
Bye, bye,
Monday.
bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao.